Scholars, welcome back. We are now going to do our vocabulary and our planning for today's lesson. Again, today's lesson is Unit 6, Lesson 7A. You will need the following materials for today's lesson. Chapter 7, page 48, paper, pencil, and a distraction-free location. Remember, if you have any questions about today's lesson, you can visit us in our office hours at 2:15. Again, scholars, this is a way that you can earn virtual Kickboard points. Scholars, remember that we are one big learning family, all here to support each other and grow as learners. Our vocabulary terms for today are flattery. What word? Flattery is a noun. It means excessive or insincere praise, given especially to further one's own interest. The word is flattery. What word? The next word is pageantry. What word? Pageantry is a noun. It means elaborate display or a ceremony. Pageantry. What word? So, scholars, I am hopeful that in your independent response today, you will use either one of the terms flattery or pageantry. We have a new focus question, and this focus question will be our focus question for the next 3 days. Our focus question is how does the relationship between Mark Antony and Cleopatra develop over the course of chapter 7? Again, the focus question is how does the relationship between Mark Antony and Cleopatra develop over chapter 7? At this time, scholars, on your scrap sheet of paper, be sure to write down our focus question for the next 3 days. Giving you time. All right, now that we have that, let's give a little context. On yesterday, we talked about why was it important for Cleopatra to conquer Mark Antony. And when we discuss conquer means to take control, to overcome. So why was it important for her to conquer Mark Antony? We learned that when Cleopatra returned to Egypt, she found it quite different. She noticed that her sisters and brothers had started conspiring a theory against her to take over her authority and control in Egypt. When Cleopatra noticed, she realized that her brother, Ptolemy the 14th, she needed to get rid of him. So there was speculations that Cleopatra either poisoned her brother herself or that she had a servant to do so. With her brother behind her, she now needed to conquer Mark Antony to guarantee the civil unrest in between Egypt and Rome. Scholars, remember that in this chapter, we're truly looking at the relationship between Cleopatra and Mark Antony to discuss how it developed over the course of chapter 7. We're moving. So our annotation discussion prompt for today is, what first impression did Cleopatra make on Mark Antony? So as we read page 48, we're looking to see what impression did Cleopatra make on Mark Antony. Again, you should have this question written on your paper so that you truly understand what we're looking for in today's lesson. Again, in today's lesson, we're looking for the first impression that Cleopatra made on Mark Antony. We're moving. So we're going to create a T-chart today. Our T-chart will have a total of 4 boxes. Your boxes to your left, be sure to label the top Cleopatra's impression on Mark Antony. The boxes to the right will show your evidence. Be sure to label Cleopatra equals. I'm going to give you a few moments to create your T-chart. All right, we're moving. So scholars, we have now reached our independent practice and our lesson for today. Before clicking on the next video, be sure that you have your notes ready to go. You should have a full T-chart labeled Cleopatra's impression on Mark Antony. You should have a total of 4 boxes. The boxes to your left will show Cleopatra's impression. Scholars, cannot wait for you to join us in our independent practice and our lesson.